Hi everybody, welcome to part 5 of chapter 8 motion. In this chapter we have already covered 4 parts, so I hope you have seen those parts before coming to this video because these are just numerical solved numericals, and we are not going to be discussing anything about the theoretical part. We have done that in the first 4 parts, and unless you have seen those you will not be able to understand anything that we do here. Right, so this is part 5. My name is Avantika and I'm going to be solving the questions that are given at the back of your chapter so that you understand how to solve numericals. Okay, chalo. So these are the things that we have learned in the previous parts. If you want any kind of explanation, please go to the respective uh, part of that. So these two we covered in the first part. Okay, this we covered in the second part. This we covered in the third part, and all of this we covered in the fourth part. Okay, so now if you have any problem, if you have any issue with this, please go and see that respective part. You have to remember these 3 equations. We are going to be using these equations for all of our uh, numericals here. You also have to remember that v is equal to s by t, which is the basic thing. Also we have to remember that a is equal to v minus u by t. These are the basic formulae that you have to remember from this chapter, and we are going to be using all of these in our numericals. Okay, so let's get to it. Okay, so the first question is, a bus starting from rest moves with a uniform acceleration of 0.1 meter per second square for 2 minutes. Find the speed acquired and the distance traveled. Now what have we been given? Acceleration 0.1 meter per second square, and time we have been given, right? What is time? 2 minutes. Now since it's given in seconds, we have to convert time into seconds. So 2 minutes is 120 seconds, right? Okay, find the speed acquired. Speed acquired. Okay, and since it is starting from rest, we know that u is equal to 0. All right, so these two things we know. So we need to find the speed acquired, which is v, and the distance traveled, that is s. So we will first find v because that is the way you can actually find both, because you can use either. There are many equations to follow. What I'll do here is I'll write the formulae. Actually, no, you should remember those formulae yourself. We'll do it accordingly. Okay. So here we see that v is equal to u plus at. So we using this formula, u is 0. So v is equal to a is 0.1, t is 120. So v is equal to 12 meter per second. Okay. So now we have the value of v. So we have found the first part. And for the second part, we are going to be doing S. So S is equal to, you can use any of the formula. You can use S is equal to ut plus half at square, or you can also use 2as is equal to v square minus u square. You will get the same result. You could have used ut plus half at square and you did not need v, but since we already have been asked to calculate the speed acquired, we can use either of them. Okay, so here for my because I like it like that, I'm going to use 2as is equal to v square minus u square. Okay, and here we replace the values. 2 into a is 0.1, s we have to find is equal to v square is 12 square 144, minus, since u is 0 we will write 0, so this is equal to 0.2s is equal to 144. Therefore the distance traveled is s is equal to 144 upon 0.2 is equal to 720 meter. Okay, this is your part B. All right, understood? Simple calculation, there is nothing complicated in this. Okay, there is not enough space here. Write this here. The answer for S is 720 meter. Okay. All right. So we come to the second question. A train is traveling at a speed of 90 kilometer per hour. So traveling at, we have been given the initial velocity is equal to 90 kilometer per hour. You know that we have to change kilometer per hour into meter per second. So that is what we are going to do. U is equal to, we have to multiply this by 5 by 8. 5 by 18. 90 into 5 by 18 gives us 25 meter per second. Okay, brakes are applied so as to produce a uniform acceleration of minus 0.5 meter per second square. Brakes are applied, so speed is reducing. A uniform acceleration, you can see acceleration is given in minus 0.5, right? It is negative acceleration because brakes have been applied. So find how far the train will go before it is brought to rest. So brought to rest means we know the velocity, final velocity is 0. Okay, so now what have we been given? We have been given the acceleration, we have the v, we have the u. We have to find how far the train will go, which means we have to find the distance, right? So we will just put all of these values in that formula. We will say 2as is equal to v square minus u square. Why are we not? We cannot use the formula s is equal to ut plus half at square because we have not been given t, right? We can calculate, we can go through a long route, we can calculate time first and then we can calculate the s, but since you already have a formula that doesn't depend on s, we will use that. 2 into minus 0.5, right, into s is equal to v square is 0 minus 25 का square कितना होता है 625. Okay, all right, so now we have minus 1 because 0.5 is minus 1s is equal to minus 625, therefore s is equal to 625 meter. So this is how much the train has traveled until it is brought to rest. Okay, so this is the third question. These are simple questions. These questions are actually given somewhere in the middle of your book and I'm solving them here so that you can revise also all of those points. Okay, a trolley which while going down an inclined plane, what is an inclined plane? This, like if this is the ground, a slide for example is an inclined plane, has an acceleration of 2 centimeter per second square. Acceleration is given in 2 centimeter per second square. What will be its velocity 3 seconds from the start? Now what have been given while going down an inclined plane? All right, so we assume that u is equal to 0. Initial velocity is 0. Since it is going down, it gets a speed. Okay, so we have been given u, we have been given acceleration of 2 centimeter per second square. Please remember this is 2 centimeter per second square. Okay, then velocity, we have been given time is equal to 3 seconds. Okay, we use a simple formula, v is equal to u plus at. V is, u is 0, a is 2, time is 3, therefore velocity is equal to 6 centimeter per second. Okay, or v is equal to 0.6 meter per second. Okay, we have converted centimeter to meter and this is what we get. Okay, centimeter to meter is sorry, 0.06 meter per second. Okay, you can write, but generally it is asked in meter per second, so final velocity is 0.06 meter per second. Okay, don't make the same mistake I made. You have to remember how many centimeters in a meter and all. Okay, and the next question is a racing car has a uniform acceleration of 4 meter per second square. What distance will it cover in 10 seconds after start? Now you have been given acceleration, you have been given time, and you have been given initial value because it is starting from rest, so it is 0. So now We have A, T, and U. We don't have V. V has not been given, right? You can calculate V and then you can use another formula, or you can just simply use the formula. We just have to find the distance. So you can use the formula S is equal to UT plus half AT square. In this, S is equal to initial velocity 0 into time, then it doesn't matter because it is 0, plus half into A is 4 into T is 10, 10 into 10. Please don't forget that this is 80 square, so you have to do it twice. All right, so 2 is equal to 200 meter. This is the distance that is covered. All right, so next question. A stone is thrown in a vertically upward position with a velocity of 5 meter per second. Um, there are some things you have to understand about being thrown upwards. Okay, when something is thrown upwards, gravity acts upon it. Gravity acts upon it, therefore the acceleration is always downwards even if it is thrown up. Therefore it means acceleration is negative. All right, so a stone is thrown in vertically upward direction with velocity of 5. So you have been given u is 5 meter per second. If acceleration of stone during its motion is 10 meter per second square in a downward direction, which means this is minus 10, what will be the height attained by the stone and how much time will it take to reach there? So we need to find height, which is distance, and how much time will it take to reach, which is t. So you have u, you have a. Now how are you going to find s or t if you don't have v? Right? Simple thing. सबसे ऊपर जब पहुंचेगा, the height that it will attain, you have to remember, when it goes upward, when it reaches the highest point, the final velocity becomes 0. When something is thrown upwards, it always has an initial velocity, otherwise it won't go up. It has to be thrown with some sort of a velocity, therefore it goes up. When it reaches the topmost point, right, then the velocity becomes 0 and then it starts to come down again. All right, so the maximum height that is reached will only be when final velocity becomes 0. Okay, so now we also know that v is equal to 0. So we have these three things. We can find the time. V is equal to u plus at, 0 is equal to 5 plus minus 10 into time, right? So we have 0 is equal to minus 5t. So t is equal to 5 seconds. Okay, t is equal to 5 seconds. Now, how much distance will it cover? Again, now you have all four values. You can use any of those. Simply, I would like to use 2as is equal to v square minus u square. 2 into acceleration is minus 10. Please don't forget the negative sign every time. S is equal to v square is 0 minus u is 5. So this is 25 minus 20. S is equal to minus 25. S is equal to 25 by 20. 5 by 4 is equal to 1.5. No, sorry. Is 1.25. 1.25 meter. This is the height that has been attained. All right, do you understand this? Upward position, when you throw it with an initial velocity, the acceleration up is always in the downward direction due to gravity. Okay, and when the final height is reached, the final velocity becomes 0 and after that it starts to come down. So these are the things you have to remember about vertically upward direction. That is why these things are given in your book, so that you understand these fundamentals. Okay. Okay, I think from here you reach the back of your book, of your chapter. Anyway, so let's see. An athlete completes one round of a circular track of diameter 200 meter in 40 seconds. What have been given? We have been given the diameter of the circular track, and we have been given the time. So he covers this track once. पूरा ऐसे घूमता है outer circumference in 40 seconds. So what is the distance covered in one round? It is 2 pi r or pi d. 2r is diameter, right? 2 into radius. So s is equal to pi d, which is 22 by 7 into diameter, which is 200, which gives us 4400 upon 7 meter. I am going to keep it in fractions because it's easier, instead of using decimals. Okay. What will be the distance covered at the end of, what will be the distance covered and the displacement at the end of 2 minutes 20 seconds? 2 minutes is 120 seconds and 20 is, so this is 140 seconds. They want to know how much distance he will cover in 140 seconds. ठीक है? So ये distance उसने, this is the distance which is covered in one round, which is covered in 40 seconds. You can use simple unitary method. You can say that if one round is covered in 44 by, okay, no, sorry. Let's go to the distance that is covered first. We say that in 40 seconds he covers 4400 by 7 meter. Okay, then in 1 second he will have 4400 upon 7 upon 40 meter, right? And in 140 seconds he will cover 4400 upon 7 into 40 into 140. So this gives us 2200 meter. Okay, this is the value of the distance that he has covered in 120 seconds. Do you understand? This is S covered is 2200 meter. Okay, this is the answer we have got. Now we will look at the displacement. It's actually pretty easy to find the displacement. Simple है, थोड़ा सा बस दिमाग लगाना पड़ता है, but otherwise it's very simple. Now you know that one round of this track is 4400 upon 7 meter. Okay, if one round is 4400 by 7 meter, how many rounds are 2200 meter? We will find it out. Okay, we will also use unitary method again. 4400 upon 7 is one round. 1 will be 1 upon 4400, yahan 7, and then 2200 meter will be, this is the number of rounds by the way, right hand side pe, 1 into 7 upon 4400 into 2200, this becomes 2, so 3.5 rounds are taken. Why is this important? We'll see. So now we know that 3.5 rounds have been taken of this in 40 seconds. You can also actually use a simple thing that you can say how much. So 40 seconds, you can also divide 140 by 40. You will get the same answer. Okay? One of these two things you have to do. Huh? You have to take the proportion. You have to take how much of one, उसका कितना multiple है उसने जितना cover किया. And why we need the multiple is simple. Now we know that he has taken 3.5 rounds. Okay, now imagine उसने यहां से चालू किया, ठीक है, एक राउंड पूरा कंप्लीट किया, ऐसा 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 ऐसा, he comes back to the same point, that is one round, then the second round, then the third round. Every time he finishes one complete round, he comes back to the same position, therefore his displacement becomes 0. पर उसने 3.5 rounds लिए. So what happens? After he takes these 3 rounds, he goes again, he starts running again and he covers only half a round more. तो इस point पे आ जाता है वो. Now what is the displacement from this point to this point? It is the shortest distance, which means the diameter. So the displacement is 200 meter only. Okay, he has run 2200 meter, but his displacement is only 200 meter. Do you understand? You have to calculate कि उसने कितना distance cover किया उतने time में. Then you have to see what multiple of your basic round is that total distance covered. उसने वो 5 times है या 3 times है या 1 time है, उसने कितने rounds लिए, you have to find out. Okay, that will be the multiple of the basic round that he has taken. And then once you know this, then you can calculate how much the displacement is by simple उसके ऊपर ऐसे लाइन बनाओ 1 2 3. ठीक है, 1 राउंड लिया, फिर 2 राउंड्स लिए, फिर 3 राउंड्स लिए, उसके बाद हाफ राउंड लिया तो इधर पहुंचा. हाँ, हाफ राउंड ऐसे लिया तो इधर पहुंचा, एंड दिस विल बी द डिस्प्लेसमेंट. ठीक है, दिस इज हाउ यू डू दिस क्वेश्चन. Okay, next question. Joseph jogs from one end A to the other end B of a straight 300-meter road in 2 minutes 30 seconds. First part, ठीक है? He one end A to the other end B. This is a 300-meter road. ठीक है? In 2 minutes, so A to B, in 2 minutes 120 plus 30 seconds is equal to 150 seconds. So he does it in 150 seconds. ठीक है? Then he turns around. Now you have to understand 300 meters he did in 150 seconds. Then he turns around and jogs 100 meter back to point C in another 1 minute. 100 meter वापस आया वो इस डायरेक्शन में. पहले इस डायरेक्शन में था, he was in this direction first, and then he comes back 100 meters in this direction in another minute. So time taken for this is 60 seconds. Okay, what are Joseph's average speeds and velocities? You have to find both average speed and average velocity jogging from A to B and from A to C. ठीक है, A to B and A to C. अब उसने कैसे किया, वो इधर गया B तक और फिर यहाँ इधर तक वापस आया. ठीक है, इतना उसने किया. Now for speed, what do we know? We know that distance, total distance covered. Average speed is total distance upon total time taken. So हम ऐड कर देंगे सिंपली. पहले उसने A to B 300, from B to C 100, and total time taken is 150 plus 60 seconds is equal to 400 by 210, which comes to approximately 2. right, approximately 2 होता है, 1.8 या 1.9 ऐसे कुछ होगा. So we'll just say 1.9 meter per second. This is his average speed. ठीक है, 1.9 meter per second is his average speed. Now we have to find the average velocity. Average velocity. What is average velocity? Velocity is dependent on direction. Therefore, average velocity is displacement upon total time. What is the displacement in this case? वो 300 meter इधर तो गया, but he also came back 100 meter, right? So this distance is only 200 meters. So total displacement is 200 meter. And okay, we are calculating for A to C. हाँ पहले. This is from A to C. Sorry, एक गलती मैंने B पहले कर दिया, B part का. And इधर का भी this is also B part. Okay. Total displacement upon total time. Total time taken is again 200. So this is approximately 0.9 meter per second. This is average velocity from A to C. Okay, this average velocity. ठीक है, average. Now we also know A to B का क्या simple logic है. A to B जो है velocity and speed. Average, if he is moving on a straight line, तब speed and velocity are the same, है ना? When there is no change in direction. So A to B में दोनों same ही होगा. You can just say कि this will be 300 upon he took 150. So speed and velocity are both 2 meter per second when he goes from A to B. Okay? Do you understand? Chalo. Abdul, while driving to school, computes the average speed for his trip to be 20 किलोमीटर per hour. सपोज एक घर से निकला, ये स्कूल तक गया. In this direction, his speed was 20 किलोमीटर per hour. On his return trip along the same route, हाँ, distance S, distance नहीं दिया है. On his return trip along the same route, there is less traffic and average speed is 30 kilometer per hour. Distance S. What is the average speed for Abdul's trip? आप इसमें क्या गलती कर सकते हो? You can make the mistake of saying that we will just take the arithmetic mean. क्योंकि इधर वो 20 में चला, इधर वो 30 में चला, so it will become 25. No, don't make that mistake. अब आपको देर इज अ सिंपल थिंग दैट यू हैव टू डू. यू हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड कि इधर एवरेज स्पीड दी है. सिंस वन वे और दूसरे वे इट इज स्ट्रेट, सो वी विल कंसिडर स्पीड और वेलोसिटी. ठीक है. एवरेज स्पीड फर्स्ट वे इज 20 किलोमीटर पर आवर. हम किलोमीटर पर आवर के स्पीड के अकॉर्डिंग चलेंगे अभी. ठीक है. एवरेज स्पीड इन द फर्स्ट वे इज 20 किलोमीटर पर आवर. सो दिस विल बी V1 is equal to 20 kilometer per hour. What is the time taken? It will be T1. उसको T1 टाइम लगा घर से स्कूल जाने के लिए at 20 किलोमीटर पर आवर. ओके. He took T1 minutes hours जितना भी जो भी लगा. हाँ. And he had to cover a distance of S. Both sides distance is S, है ना? Because it is the same distance. ठीक है. नाउ यू हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड कि इसमें टी भी नहीं दिया है, एस भी नहीं दिया है, सिर्फ वी दिया हुआ है. सो हाउ आर यू गोइंग टू कैलकुलेट? यू हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड दैट जब एक ही दिया होगा देन यू हैव टू एक्सप्रेस वन ऑफ दीज टू, टी या एस को इस दूसरे के वे में रिप्रेजेंट करना पड़ेगा. सो यू हैव टू रिप्रेजेंट टी इन टर्म्स ऑफ एस. When you replace t in terms of s, I'll show you what happens. Okay. Now what happens is time is equal to distance upon velocity. Okay. Right. So t1 is equal to distance. Distance is the same both way. So it is not s1 or s2. It is just s. v1 is 20. So t1 is equal to s by 20. Similarly, t2 is equal to distance remains the same. v2 कितना है 30. So we use T1 and T2 को हमने S के terms में we have put it in terms of S. So now we have only two variables. We have only V and S. ठीक है. हमने T का जो variable था वो निकाल दिया. We have expressed that in terms of distance. Now we use the simple formula of V is equal to S by T. Okay. What we do is we have to understand कि जो total distance है we consider it total distance. एवरेज स्पीड कैलकुलेट करनी है ना. सो इट इज टोटल डिस्टेंस अपॉन टोटल टाइम टेकन. ठीक है. सो व्हाट वी डू इज एवरेज स्पीड वी एवरेज मान के चलते हैं. लेट मी पुट दिस इन सम अदर कलर सो इट्स इजियर टू अंडरस्टैंड. वी एवरेज ऑफ बोथ जाने का और आने का. टोटल डिस्टेंस कितना कवर किया? जाते हुए s और आते हुए s. सो टोटल डिस्टेंस इज 2s. What is the total time taken? T1 by T1 plus T2 है ना. So V average is equal to 2s upon, now we put the values that we had come इधर जो मिले थे s upon 20 plus s upon 30. So, oops. So now we have V average is equal to 2s upon, now we take LCM. So 2s plus 3s and 60. We put, आपको पता है डिनोमिनेटर का डिनोमिनेटर होगा तो it gets multiplied. So get V average is equal to 2s into 60 upon 5s. S gets cancelled. Okay, that is why you need to put these values in one of these terms. आपने s को डिनोमिनेटर में भी लिया और न्यूमरेटर में भी लिया, इसलिए वहां वो it gets cancelled. Now your answer is V average is equal to 24 kilometer per hour. This is your answer. अगर आपने arithmetic mean लिया होता तो it would have come 20 plus 30 upon 2 would have been 25. Your answer would have been wrong. Okay, you have to do it this way. You have to put, अगर एक वेरिएबल दिया है, you have to put one of those unknown variables in terms of the other variable so that you can replace their values in that formula, and you have only one variable which can get cancelled. यहाँ पे cancel हो गया ना, s and s ऊपर and नीचे multiplication में. So now you get the V average to be 24 kilometer per hour. This is the answer. The average speed for Abdul strip is 24 kilometers per hour. Okay. Okay, next. A motorboat starting from rest u is equal to 0 on a lake accelerates in a straight line at a constant rate of 3 meter per second square for 8 seconds. ये तो बहुत ही straight forward है. Okay, ठीक है. So we have been given u, we have been given a is equal to 3.0 meter per second square, we have been given time is equal to 8 seconds. Okay, u is equal to 0. Now simple formula है. If you want you can calculate v and then you can use वो formula use कर सकते हो, but simple सा है. S is equal to, you have to find how far does the boat travel, which means you have to find the distance. How far the boat travels is S. Okay, S is equal to ut plus half at square. Simple है. S is equal to u is 0, so ये 0 into t will become 0 plus half into acceleration is 3 into time is 8 into square है, इसलिए ये S is equal to 648 meter. Okay, 6 8 are 48 ना. चलो, this is the answer. Simple. Okay, so the next question, I think after this one or the previous question from the book, I have not been able to solve क्योंकि वो graph पे बनाने का है. So that will be a bit difficult for me to do with you here. But easiest for you is to do it yourself, and it is always a good idea to do it, to practice it at home. Okay, so question. Figure shows the distance time graph of three objects A, B, and C. Study the graph and answer the following questions. Which of the three is traveling the fastest? Now look at this graph. A is, it starts from here, it goes here. B starts from here and goes here, and C starts from here and goes here. Now their destination seems to be the same point. So the distance traveled by each of these, total distance, so distance mark covered by them is seems to be the same. You have to understand कि जिस भी इसका ग्राफ एकदम ऐसा होना, स्लोप जितना हाई हो, that is the fastest, because B has taken the least amount of time to cover the same distance. उतना ही distance सबने cover किया, but B has taken the least amount of time, so B is traveling the fastest. Okay. Then we come to the second one. The second question is, are all three ever at the same point on the road? No. Why are they not? If the graph had intersected, अगर इन्होंने कभी intersect किया होता ऐसा, then maybe they would have been at the same point, but they have not intersected at all. इन्होंने intersect किया है, इन्होंने किया है और इन्होंने किया है, but तीनों ने three of them have never intersected. The three graphs, the three lines have never intersected. Therefore, we say that they have never been on the same point on the road at the same time. Okay. How far has C traveled when B passes A? When does B pass A? This is B, this is A. This is where they have passed each other. So C की position क्या है यहाँ पे? C is here. He or she is approximately at the 8 kilometer mark. Okay. How far has C traveled? Not how much has C traveled. क्योंकि C has started from this point. Okay. If you had been asked how much has C traveled, then you would have said this is 8 minus ये approximately 2 समझ लो इसको है ना approximately 2 kilometer. Okay. So this is, you would have said that it is 6 kilometers, right? But they have asked how far has he traveled, at what kilometer mark is he or she, then C comes to 8. So C has traveled 8 kilometer. Hmm? Then the next question is, how far has B traveled by the time it passes C? How far, again, the total distance traveled by B by the time it passes C. When does it pass C? When they meet here. Okay. You can say that this is approximately maybe 5 kilometer or so. 5-ish kilometer. If you want to be more exact, no, because so this is what you can do is you take this value, you say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 7 divisions for 4 kilometers. ठीक है. So per division कितना है? 4 by 7, about 0.57. 0.57 किलोमीटर का एक division है. You can do that if you want. If you want to be even more exact, then you can calculate per division is 0.57 kilometer. Then you can calculate that when B passes C, there have been 1, 2, 2 have been passed, and 2 से थोड़ा सा ऊपर है, but you can consider this to be 2 divisions. 2 divisions over 4. So 4 plus 2 into this much, because this is 1 division. This is 1.14. So 1.14, 5.14 kilometer. If you want to be completely exact, you can say approximately 5 kilometer or you can say 5.14 kilometer. ठीक है? Understand this? The next is, a ball is gently dropped from a height of 20 meter. Gently dropped. The ball has not been forcibly dropped. उसको speed नहीं दी है. The ball has been gently dropped, which means initial velocity we can consider to be 0. From a height of 20 meter. Distance is given 20 meter. If its velocity increases uniformly and a uniform acceleration has been given at the rate of 10 meter per second square. So acceleration has been given 10 meter per second square. With what velocity will it strike the ground? After what time will it strike the ground? So we have to calculate both V and T. Right? V and T दोनों calculate करना है. So here we can use the formula 2as is equal to V square minus U square. Okay. Here, because it doesn't require T, you can use this formula 2 into 10 into height is or distance is 20 meter is equal to V square. We have to find the V square, right? We have to find V. So V square minus U is 0. So this is 400 is equal to V square. What is the under root of 400? It is 20. This is meter per second. So this is the velocity, final velocity at which it will strike the ground. Okay, we have used this formula. Okay, now we use the second formula. This is V. After what time will it strike the ground? Now you have all the variables. You have U, you have V, you have A, you have S. You can use anything to calculate T, right? You can use S is equal to UT plus half AT square, or you can use V is equal to U plus AT, which is much easier because t here is in t square वगैरह case में. So don't complicate things. If you have something, of course, when you use s is equal to ut plus half at square, it is also right, and plus since u is 0, then t this becomes 0 anyway, so you just have to, but this is again square, where if you can use v is equal to u plus at, why do you want to use that? So you use 20 is equal to 0 plus 10 into time. Okay, 20 is equal to 10 t, t is equal to 2. So time is 20 seconds and velocity is 20 meter per second. Okay, so for this question, the speed time graph for a car is shown in this figure. Find how far the car travels in the first 4 seconds. Shade the area on the graph that represents the distance traveled by the car during this period. So with a pencil, what you can do is first 4 seconds में, remember that speed time graph के under the area covered is distance, है ना? So this area, this entire thing is will give you the area. I hope you know how to calculate the area of an irregular shape on a graph. I will try to, you have to calculate the number of squares in this, the units. ये जो unit है ना छोटा, you have to, ये जो unit है छोटा, you have to calculate the number and then accordingly you have to take the area. How you have to do it is, I'll tell you the basics, I'll revise it with you. If you know, if you don't know, you will know. ठीक है? अब जैसे ये एक यूनिट है, now you have to see कि ये जो यहाँ पे 2 तक है, there are 1 2 3 divisions, right? So there are 3 squares that represent 2 meter per second. So 1 square represents 2 by 3 meter per second. ठीक है? This is 2 by 3. Either there are 1 2 3 4 5 divisions which represent 2 seconds. So one division represents 2 by 5 seconds. Okay? All right. So this, ये square का ये length and breadth है, इसका area कितना हुआ? This is, if this is height and this is length or breadth and length, it will be this into this. So 2 by 3 into 2 by 5 is 4 by 15. This is the area of one square. Okay. So this is the distance covered. This is meter. 2 by 4 by 15 meter. ठीक है? Now आपको एक rule याद है नहीं, I don't know, that when you're counting the squares, there are 4 possibilities, no? One possibility is that the entire unit is under that. So अगर ये जैसे पूरा entire है, जैसे ये है, then you will consider the area to be 100%, 4 by 15. If the unit is cut, यानी line बीच में से pass कर रही है, but it is more than 50%, like this, इतना, like I think you can see it here, this one, huh? So here you will also consider the area to be 100%, 4 by 15. If it is cut complete, I mean, पूरा 50% ऐसे cut होता है, then you have to take half of this. So 4 by 15 into half is 2 by 15. You will take that area, and then if you have anything that is cut less than 50%, यानी अगर इतना ही area उसमें आ रहा है, then you take 0. Okay, and in that way you calculate the number of squares and then you can count. I will try to do it with you, but it is difficult for me on the screen. Okay, I'll make this. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, 1 2 3 4 5, these are 35 here, huh? 35. Then I consider this one, 1 2 3 4 5, these are 10. Okay, then I consider, again this is also, this I consider full because this is a little more than 50. 1 2 3 4, huh? And then I count these individually. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12. ठीक है, and then there are some that are left. This is less than half, so I will not count this. This is less than half, so I will not count this. This is more than half, or this is actually exactly half, so I will consider this to be 0.5. Okay, this is also half, so I'll also consider this 0.5. I don't know if this is half or it is more than half. You see yourself, हाँ थोड़ा सा इधर उधर हो सकता है. I will not consider this as less than half. Less than half. Okay, I think I have considered most of them. So these are the total number of squares, right? So 35 plus say 45 plus 4 49, 49 plus 12 is 61, and ये is 62. So per square is 4 by 15, and फिर 62 का कितना होगा? Is approximately 4 point, sorry 4 कहाँ से आया? हाँ 4 ही आया. 15 4 जा 60, 4.1. So this is about 16.4 kilometer. This is the distance covered by this car. Now do you know how to do this? समझ आया ये? You will थोड़ा इधर उधर हो सकता है. There can be some difference. This is 16.4 kilometer नहीं meter. Okay, which part of the graph represents uniform motion of the car? Uniform motion is when the speed doesn't change, है ना? So from this point onwards the speed doesn't seem to be changing. यहाँ पे भी you can consider this point also. From this point onwards to this point that the speed is not changing, therefore this part of the graph shows uniform motion. Okay, please इसको ढंग से calculate करो graph पे. Okay, calculate this properly in your book. Okay, so in this question, state which of the following positions are possible, situations are possible, and give an example for each of these. A, an object with constant acceleration but with zero velocity. We have seen this in one of the previous questions that we have solved, right? कि हमने upward projection किया. This is possible in vertical projection or when we throw something upward, right? So if we throw an object upward, at the topmost point, at the height that it reaches, the maximum height, at the topmost point before it starts to come down, the velocity becomes zero. The velocity becomes zero. Okay, but at every single point here, the acceleration is in the downward direction due to gravity. Right, acceleration due to gravity is pulling it downwards. The acceleration is in the downward direction, but and it is even when it is at the topmost point and the velocity is zero. Therefore this situation is possible in a vertical projection, right? When an object is thrown upwards, at the topmost point the velocity becomes zero, but it is still acted upon by acceleration due to gravity. Okay, so the second point is an object moving with an acceleration but with uniform speed. Yeah, I have taught you so many times in the previous part. I have repeated this maybe 7 or 8 times. Do you remember? Okay, this happens in a circular path. In a circular path, the object is moving with a uniform speed. That means the magnitude of velocity is the same throughout, but because the direction keeps changing at every single point, that means that the velocity keeps changing, and when the velocity changes it means that the object is under acceleration, right? So at every single point the speed or the magnitude of the velocity remains the same. For example, it is moving at 6 meter per second की speed पे चल रहा है, हाँ constantly at उस speed पे, but since it is constantly changing direction, it means that the velocity is also constantly changing, and when the velocity is constantly changing it means that the motion is accelerated motion. So this is also possible in a circular motion. You can give an example of, uh, throwing something or something, or an orbit or something of that sort, right? So it is constant acceleration. Third point is an object moving in a certain direction with an acceleration in the perpendicular direction. You would पहली बार सोचोगे, you would think अरे ये कैसे possible है. In this is also possible in circular motion. What happens is certain direction, you know that the direction at which in which the particle is moving in that circular direction is always tangential, right, to that point. Is point say it is always in a tangent, right? If you remember that mathematical thing, you will also remember that the tangent is always perpendicular to the radius, right? The This is the radius, this is the tangent, and these are always perpendicular. You have to remember that in circular motion the acceleration is towards the center, right? Acceleration is in the direction of the velocity. In this case, the direction of velocity is tangential here and acceleration is inwards. So acceleration moves like this and the particle is moving like this. Therefore, object is moving in a certain direction, in this direction, but the acceleration is in this direction, right? This is called centripetal acceleration. Centripetal acceleration. This happens in circular motion. This is also possible in circular motion. Okay. Okay, these are important to remember. You can be asked these in the question in your paper. Okay. So next. ठीक है. An artificial satellite is moving in a circular orbit of radius 42,250 kilometer. Calculate its speed if it takes 24 hours to revolve around the sun. This is very easy. थोड़ा the numbers are bigger, that is why it's a bit complicated. ठीक है? So you know orbit, circular orbit है. This is not a circle. You have a circular orbit. Okay. This is the earth. Forget कितना अर्थ कैसा है, ठीक है? तो ऑर्बिट ऑफ दैट इज द रेडियस ऑफ दैट इज 42250 kilometer. Okay, the satellite takes, to make this, it takes 24 hours to revolve, to make one revolution around the earth. Okay, so calculate the speed. आपको सिंपल करना है. You have to find the distance first. How will you find the distance of a circular orbit? 2 pi r is the circumference, that is of one orbit. So is equal to 2 into 22 by 7 into 42250. You know, oh, I hate these big calculations. Okay, so 6 6035 point something 7 वगैरह ऐसे कुछ आ रहा है. Anyway, so I will use my calculator. Okay, this is coming to be, आप कैलकुलेटर नहीं यूज कर सकते. 265,570.8 kilometer. Okay, this is the distance. Now we know the distance, we have s, and we have time, 24 hours. So we just, velocity or speed is equal to distance upon time is equal to 265,570.8 upon 24 is equal to 11065.45. Right, this is the speed. This is kilometer per hour. ठीक है, 11,065 point something kilometer per hour. This is the speed. Okay, चलो. So this is all that we have learned in chapter 8. Motion is a change of position described in terms of distance or displacement. Motion of object is uniform or non-uniform depending upon whether the velocity is changing or constant. Speed of an object is distance covered per unit time. Velocity is displacement per unit time. Acceleration of an object is a change in velocity per unit time. Then we saw the graphical representation of motion. We saw distance time graph, velocity time graph. Motion of an object moving at uniform acceleration can be described with the help of these equations: velocity time relation, position time relation, position velocity relation. Please remember, velocity time relation mein you will find v and t, position time s and t, position velocity s and v. Okay, where u is initial velocity, v is final velocity, s is distance covered, time t, acceleration a. An object can move with a constant acceleration but with zero velocity when it is vertically projected. ये हमने अभी पिछले वाले क्वेश्चन में देखा. We saw this in one of the previous questions. Constant acceleration but zero gravity when it is vertically projected at the topmost point when velocity is zero. An object can move with an acceleration but with uniform speed in case of circular motion. An object can move in a certain direction with an acceleration in the perpendicular direction also in case of circular motion. Okay, are you clear with chapter 8? This was the end. We have finished with all the numericals also. Graph wale jo hain, it is better that you practice them at home. Please also practice all of these numericals again. Okay, you will understand these. All right. Chalo, I hope you understood. I hope you liked this video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. Please comment below and tell me what you like or what you didn't like. If you have any queries, you can email us on the email ID given below. And like it, share it with your friends if you like it, subscribe to this channel and press the bell icon so that you get notified whenever we upload new videos. Okay, bye.